Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. So have you ever taken your car in for service and they tell you that you need to have your brake fluid flushed? You think to yourself, you could scam that, but this video, and what I want to do in this video is show you when you need to change or flush your brake fluid and why. Now I have a 2018 Chevy Malibu that my son drives, and he told me that the brakes are sticking. Asked him to define that. He said when he gets to a stop sign or he stops, he takes his foot off the brake, the car doesn't naturally roll forward, it hesitates, he's got to put his foot on the gas. So I took it for a ride, and that's what happens. You get to a stoplight, you take your foot off the brake, and then the car doesn't naturally roll forward. You step on the gas, it eventually goes, but it's hanging up. So I took it for a ride, brought it home, and checked it with my infrared thermometer, and the front left caliper was pretty hot, hotter than the right. So I took off the front left caliper, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the fluid that's inside this caliper to see what's making the piston stick. Now first, this is what brake fluid is supposed to look like. You see how it's nice and clear? Maybe just a little bit of yellow tint in it. Now I'm going to pour the brake fluid out of this caliper, and we'll see what it looks like. So, look at the difference. The difference is this brake fluid right from the caliper is full of rust and moisture. The rust and moisture is what causes the cylinder inside to get rusty. The cylinder gets rusty and then it hangs up. And when it hangs up, it gets stuck in the closed position. It keeps pushing the brake pad against the rotor. It heats up, and that's when your caliper needs to be replaced. Now you can rebuild these, but for 50 bucks, I'm just going to replace it. So this is what happened. Moisture builds up in the brake fluid. When it builds up in the brake fluid, the insides of the brake lines and any of the fittings and the caliper itself starts to rust. That rust builds up as sludge, and it causes that piston to stick when it goes out, and it holds the brake pad against the rotor, and that's what makes the brake stick. And it's lucky that he caught it now, because if you don't fix it when it starts to stick, there's a seal inside that piston or O-ring around that piston, and if it rusts bad enough, it'll start to leak past that, and you can lose your brakes completely. So this, again, this is what the brake fluid looked like inside the caliper itself. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be clear, just like that, so you can see the difference. That's how dirty it was. So it was rusted pretty bad inside the caliper. And this is what the fluid looked like inside the line. So if you go to have your car serviced and they say you really need your brakes flushed, the brake fluid flushed, ask to take a quick look at it. And if it's dark color like this, sorry, I don't have a better comparison. So if it looks like really dark urine, you should have it flushed. Because if it's this dark in the master cylinder, chances are it's going to be this dark in the caliper. And when it's this dark in the caliper, that's when it has a chance of hanging up, and you could have premature brake wear, which would cost you thousands of dollars. I changed that caliper, lucky for only 60 bucks. But if you have to pay someone to do it, and if it gets stuck and the brakes wear out and it chews up the rotors, you need pads, rotors, and a caliper, could end up costing you hundreds, if not over $1,000. So check it out. If you see this in your brake master cylinder, if it looks like that, pay to have it changed, because you could have a catastrophic failure. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.